Okay, so I wanted to demonstrate something. When I worked for Vance Security, Garda bought us as a company. When that happened, there was an issue with the top secrets and the secret clearances because Garda is a Canadian company. It also deals with money. So Garda does armed security for bank vaults or taking money from stores and putting it inside of banks. So Vance Security USA was created and bought by Andrews Security, and Andrews Security started devouring Vance's assets into Andrews. So I was on one of the last contracts when I was working at aerospace. Happens with security and contracting. Happened over a long period of time. So that's the first one. So this is a company that is United Kingdom that took over a U.S. company that was doing top secret clearances. Here's another company, G4S. I just found out this one today. Okay, so inside of G4S, which I'm pretty sure I was supposed to work for this company at an area in Sterling. I think it's called Cyrus 1. When I got there, this guy that was working there, the head of security, he had told me that he had worked at AECOM. And since he had said that, I had worked for AECOM overseas in Australia. And they were related, or my supervisor then related that he was a CIA mortician who's considered retired Air Force. So when he told me that he was AECOM in Cyrus 1 before, and that he had stories to tell about those people, I decided to work at Quad Graphics, which is a press in West Virginia, so I can try to avoid the complication at the time. But as you can see here, G4S, their headquarters is in London, the United Kingdom. Why are they guarding businesses here in the US that are associated with CIA and top secret contracts? So that's another UK takeover on US government contracting. And here's another one. So before I left the area when I was under attack, and before I started going across the US, I was working for Admiral Security. This is after a lot of attacks. So a Air Force woman who was working at corrections the last week I was working there, I was having a problem with her and another woman that was there. Extremely disrespectful. They just keep talking as if they either are the parents of, or the friends of, or people who can talk openly as officers to other officers in a non-professional way. But with them and another issue that took place in which I was trying to inform them about a prisoner that was sick, and they wouldn't do their response in a timely manner, so they had to take him to an emergency room because his stop talking, stop getting in the way of my speech. I got V2K trying to stop me from speaking. That's why I'm stopping and pausing. His condition got a lot worse, so they had to take him to the hospital. But the thing is, had they responded to him at the time, which they were supposed to, that may have not been an issue. But after a week of dealing with that, I put in a resignation, but told them they can actually pull me back during emergency services, which is, I was a state employee at the time of West Virginia. So I went and worked for, again, Quad Graphics after that, just around that time. Anyways, Admiral Security is also called Redcoats, Inc. The Redcoats, and it says it's a woman owned or run company. As you can see, Maryland, it's part of the description. I was just reading over it. It says it's largely woman-owned. Here it is. Got it. So at the time, the Queen of England was in power. She died a couple of years ago. But here's the point. British Army stopped wearing red coats in combat December 30th, 1885. Okay, but they were considered the Redcoats. Redcoats Inc. So that security was at a Confederate-like encampment. They were flying the Confederate flag at that encampment that I was at, and I was doing outdoor security for an encampment. But during the Civil War, the UK solicited the Confederates that they would back them in the Civil War if they could become the government. And the Confederates at that time turned them down because they wanted to be free from the government, the federal government, and other governments. So they wanted to be their own state governments. But that's 3 examples of UK takeover from the inside of the infrastructure, in which the company has been broken down or taken over by them. Because G4S being inside of that building, Cyrus 1, is odd. In fact, I'd like to look that up right now to see exactly why Cyrus 1 would actually have the United Kingdom. Cyrus 1. That would make sense. 2 entities. An award-winning British hi-fi audio amplifier series. Okay, a major global data center real estate company. Highly regarded as unknown stereo steaming amplifiers by Cyrus Audio. So that's where I was in Sterling. It's a really high-tech guarded facility with big walls around it. But I was going to work there, but looking at the security and looking at the supervisor being associated with AECOM, I didn't want to work there. Point is, after top secret work, I'm supposed to steer clear of them. But when they follow and start attacking, that's what the issue is. And the issue is that they're attacking to the point in which they look like they're doing insurrection against the United States in order to take over U.S. infrastructure and kill off the native population so they can integrate UK. Much like Trump trying to integrate Canada with the U.S., trying to turn them into a state, which that could have been acquisition, also Greenland. But it also gets a lot of UK loyalists into the U.S., which means they can influence the U.S. bigger. And also the issue with Trump, Andrew, and they're blocking it. It's out of my head, so I can't say it. I see his face, but I can't speak it. Epstein. They're associated with Epstein. It was said that Trump had first been with his wife in Epstein's private plane, and that's his now wife. More time. Also, he named his kid Baron, which I thought was interesting. Baron is a name that you would think from UK, but also Baron would mean that she was a supermodel and she wasn't his first wife. I wonder if she claimed that she was barren, but he had a kid that he didn't expect. Which is interesting is that that kid looks more like him than his other kids. Trump. I have information on that inside of my channel on YouTube. Channels. See here. It's Andrew. Andrew with Epstein Epstein and Trump and Melania. I think he met Melania through Epstein. Some interesting coincidences. UK intention. And also about V2K and Navy. The Cthulhu they've been talking about. But I'm going to end it there.